Welcome to the late night. I won't plagiarize names. It's late for us recording right now, but welcome to Unisharks. It's been 4 months, and it will probably keep doing that every time we record because we are adults now. Um, we'll be skipping meme of the week this time, just so we can just talk. And one of our old buddies is hopping on Discord to see if he drops it in. That'd be kind of fun. Surprise, right? I don't know if you guys are looking to the right, but we use a Discord app to record. There's a little helper guy, and one of our old guests is hopped on. So maybe we'll have a surprise guest. That'd be kind of fun. Yeah, it'd be fun if they joined, but we're not gonna push anything. Anyways, we'll start right into our topics. We test 3. Mine is kind of off the wall compared to the other two. Was this something I was thinking about this morning before work? And then Mako's and Lemon topics are pretty similar, so we'll save those two after mine. Um, I know. Your topics are fun, but I want to be coincided. So my topic, at least question is, what's the difference or any similarities as well between thieves, robbers, plunderers, scammers, and politicians for fun, and any other type of topics. Um, and I want a little backstory to share with you guys. So this morning, and this sounds a lot more racist than I was thinking, but
That's a good way to start a sentence.
And I mean no harm, and I honestly I regret my actions, but so there's an Indian guy,
Okay.
and I was just like thinking, you know, okay, who's gonna deny when you go through like a neighborhood, you like lock your doors, you know? It's that type of thought process that I was thinking. And the guy's just been living his life. He's not gonna do anything. He's a good human being. Um, but then I was thinking of like people that just steal stuff when you're not looking, or uh, wait for someone to leave, that type of thing. And I was like, well, people aren't actually like thieves. They're more of a like scamming type situation. Like I was actually talking with Mako not too long ago about a potential scam that I was just going to go through of like someone saying that they charged like $156 to my PayPal, and a lot of people were entering to try to get into my old Microsoft account that I created back in 2010. You know, and I was like, okay, those are scammers. That's a different. That's a different thing. They're not necessarily a robber because they make you give your information up. They trick you into doing that. Where like a robber or a thief, they are opportunistic and try to take it from you through some sort of way, physically, um, such as breaking in, or even like pushing you down and then taking your stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of curious, did you guys think of anything of like, to the nitty gritty, what are kind of like the differences between these group of people, like scammers, robbers, um, thieves, and what was the other ones I said? Plunderers, those type of sorts. So like highwayman is could be one. Like a pickpocket is different as well. What do you guys think? Kind of a short topic, but just a little fun thing.
Yeah, I feel like thief is a general term.
Okay.
Robber is someone who interacts with you or your property directly. Like I found out a cat burglar is someone who just breaks into a house when nobody's around, steals stuff, and then leaves. Like they try and keep it clean and don't hurt anybody. Still scummy, but
Okay.
at least they have standards. And then scammers are, yeah, there has to be like technology involved, and usually they try to trick you into giving them sensitive information from your business or your personal life. So sometimes scammers get freaky though. Like, once a friend, well, it was when I was a missionary, one of my companions, one of my partners, apparently someone impersonated him and tried to get an older couple from the area to pay for his bail.
Huh.
So, and they were actually going to. It's like a mix of, bless your hearts, but at the same time, come on, think it through.
Yeah.
Until one of them said, like, well, wait a minute, why don't we actually call him and see if he is in jail? Well, why don't we call, me? Why don't they call his partner and see what's going on? So they called me and I asked if he was in jail and he said, no, he's in the car seat right next to me.
That's a
So,
fun way to call. Are you in jail? I don't know.
yeah. Yeah. So, but it was just kind of freaky because it's like, okay, they knew his last name and that he was going by the title Elder. So that's kind of freaky. Like, either it was some con man or hacker that did their homework, or it was somebody we knew, which just makes it infuriating. Like, I want to take him out if they're trying to do that. But it all ended kind of fun. Well, I mean, the husband got another call from the wannabe con man and messed with him, saying, "Oh yeah, I sent you the money hours ago. You don't see it?" And I was like, "What? No, I don't see anything." He finally said, "Okay, can I be honest with you? Because I know you're not being honest with me." The guy hung up right away.
Yeah, yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, well, that's just my thoughts. Just all thieves, but just different crimes, different manners of stealing.
Okay. I didn't think about the cat burglar though, but that makes a lot more sense based off the name. Cats are pretty neat. They jump. They're pretty quiet and silent. That makes sense. Cool.
Yeah, I actually got that from Ant Man.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. That make yep. Catwoman.
Yeah, because he like talks about, I was just a cat burglar. Nobody was hurt. I just snuck in, stole some stuff, and snuck out.
Mm. Yeah, that makes sense. Um, I guess to me, when I think of the word thief, I think of like Aladdin, and
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and I don't know. I imagine like a thief is like somebody that like steals directly from somebody while they're out and about. While as a robber is someone that breaks into someone's property and like robs the stuff. And then I guess a plunderer. I don't know. When I hear the word plunder, my first thing is like a raid, like pirate raid or like Viking raid. So I imagine like it's more of a large scale, like we're going to take your stuff type of thing.
yeah,
And then yeah, then scammers is just my first thought is like over the phone trying to trick you type of stuff. But yeah, but like Mako said earlier, it's like it's all kind of the same thing, but just different ways of doing it.
Yeah.
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 Well,
That.
oh,
Uh huh.
since you brought up plunderers, I guess a pirate. There's water involved. A bandit is just a pirate with no water.
My first thought actually, and this is kind of why I wanted to bring it up. When I thought plunderers, I was thinking grave robbers.
Oh,
Oh,
So, like Indiana Jones, also that could technically be kind of as one. It's like you're plundering from something that's not that's I get how do you say this? Like no one's necessarily protecting that because usually people don't think to steal from those that aren't alive. But I didn't think about plundering that way because that makes sense. Like when Rome sacked, um, I don't know other places. I can't think of a specific name right now. um, they technically plundered the places that they defeated,
Oh
and
yeah.
that would, in a sense, be the same with the pirates. They either beat another ship, beat a small community, and then they took their stuff they plundered from it. So that makes sense.
Oh yeah. Oh, and I mean, your thing about tomb raiding actually reminded me. There's also grave robbers. Like, I was reading this article about how back in the 1800s, I think, Great Britain had this explosion of like medical students, but they needed cadavers
Oh,
to
uh-huh.
complete their degree. But it was like, well, where do you get them? Well, there was a law passed saying that anybody who was executed as a criminal like uh, could be yielded up for science.
That makes sense. Like he's dead, might as well make use of it.
Yeah, he's dead. He broke the law. Nobody cares. Just use it. But make a long story short, it was illegal to dig up bodies, but they needed cadavers to operate on. So there's like an underground body market where these guys would sneak into like cemeteries, dig up bodies, and then sell them.
Huh. I didn't know
I
that was
mean,
the market.
at least it's dead bodies rather than like trafficking like live people. If I were to be
Yeah,
trafficked, I'd rather be trafficked after I was dead.
yeah, definitely.
That's true. That's true.
But it's like of all the things to steal, of course, at some point people are stealing dead bodies, as long as there's money involved.
Right.
I mean, it actually reminded me that happened. What was it? Uh, was it Leonardo? I think it was Leonardo. He was the one that did like famous anatomy charts, right?
Yeah, Da Vinci.
Yeah, Da Vinci. Thank you. I think he it supposedly robbed graves as well, so he could have the bodies to study.
Really?
Yeah, but I might be getting it wrong. That might have just been from like a National Treasure or something. I don't know. Who knows? Um, it probably won't bring up politicians. Don't want to bring that up.
Yeah.
I mean, scamming is really interesting as well because I would say ever since contracts have ever been around, not saying that contracts are always scams, but people have been scamming ever since like word of mouth has been trusted as like a legal source or anything written. That's what I was trying to say. It's like a
Yeah.
contract. Because it's like I'm reading this one webtoon. I guess it'd be a manhwa. Yeah, manhwa. Trying to have um, Lemon read it as well because it's super funny.
Mhm.
But it's about this real estate agent, the greatest real estate agent or something like that, and he like scams the daylights out of everyone that he can to get as much money as he can. Like, um, he was sent by the queen to this neighboring country that's like trying to start a war with them, but it turns out they don't have water, and so he helps out with that. But the queen knows based on his personality, he's going to get like the worst deal for the leader over there to like ruin him in a way, and he like spends all this guy's money and um, takes advantage of everything he can, and so he literally scams everything he can out of him, and it's in a contract, and so he can't break it,
Yeah.
and so it's legal, but they didn't really go through all the fine print, kind of like a genie.
Like a genie.
I'll give it to you, but this way you're gonna still suffer in a way. Kind of like in the movie, they're like, "Oh, I want the biggest amount of treasure in the world," and they send some to to Return to Jafar, I think, sends him to an underwater shipwreck. He's like, well, there's the treasure, but you can't survive underwater. That type of thing.
Yeah, it reminds me of a funny cartoon. I'll have to send you guys.
Good. If you find it, feel free to, we can link it in the description as well. Anything else, Lemon Mako? Any thoughts that came up?
Yeah, I was wondering, what are the ethics of grave robbery? Because I remember I was watching like a TV show about like some grave robber who ended up getting eaten by like a giant rat. But I don't know, they portrayed
Whoa.
him as like a really scummy dude. And like, I was thinking about, it, I was like, well, there's a bunch of like jewelry and stuff left behind that's just sitting there. Like, I don't know. I'm just like, what are you guys' thoughts about that?
I would say it really depends on if you're a plunderer or if you are a citizen of that same location. You know,
Mm,
if it's that old stuff, yeah, I'll share my reasoning. Um, yeah, like I would say it's like I'm just shouting out a civilization name like a Celt, for example. They might have their specific burial rituals and their respects for their dead, and so they're not going to mess with them. And so if someone in that uh, group or country, I guess, they would very unlikely steal from their own people. Um, but that same person, I guess, if we're going like with Vikings, for example, they go to another location, they're going to see gold. They're not going to care the location of where it's at, so they're just going to take it anyways. Who cares if it's a grave? Who cares if it's a monastery? Um,
Yeah.
but I think also when the ethics part is changed or the teachings have changed or been lost, it's not as like prevalent. So it's more like, well, I don't know what this is, but it has a lot of gold. Oh, there's bones. Oh well, I just had bones for dinner. You know,
Bones for dinner.
I mean, they
give it
ate
to the dog.
something. They had bones. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um,
Sounds like a heavy metal song.
get the bones of the dog. And so they might like encourage grave robbery. Um, if that's their social norm, such as like they're gonna just plunder anyways. Doesn't matter to them. But I'm pretty sure in like the other civilizations I was mentioning, like if that was caught, you were killed because that was you're disrespecting people, the beloved person or something.
Yeah. That's why the Egyptians made like false rooms and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Although no traps, which is kind of disappointing.
but they do in the movies.
I know. Like, where's the fun in that? Or like, where's the fun in not making traps?
They probably died as well when they're making them.
Well, that's how you know the traps work. It's a test run.
That's true. That's true. I don't know if that answers your question, Lemon, but
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess it depends on the culture and like how serious it is and stuff. So, but yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't grave rob, but I'd definitely artifact hunt. Those happen to be in a grave site. I mean, I gotta protect history. I have some English in me. Gotta send it to a museum.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much stuff they took.
Mhm.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. Yeah, I wonder if they're just like, how the heck did that get all the way over there? Yes, I'm reading a funny. There's this funny book series about uh, this genie, and he's like, he gets summoned to London,
Huh.
And he sees the obelisks at the museum and he goes, I remember putting those down like 2,000 years ago. You can't take your eyes off anything nowadays. It's so funny.
British people. Any other thoughts?
Nah.
I'm good.
Cool. All right. That was fun. Honestly got more conversation than I thought. So that's fun. It's always good because I think one way, but I completely forget about stuff that you guys might bring up. So, all right, let's start with. I guess you guys could do rock paper scissors and choose.
That make it go first.
I was just gonna count to 3 and have you both shout.
That's smart.
Yeah, go ahead, Mako. You can just go with your question, and then we'll finish off with lemons.
Okay, just give me 1 second because I left a cupcake on the counter and I'm worried the cat's going to eat it.
Uh-oh.
Well, I guess we can talk about cupcakes while we'll wait for the cat to not eat it. So I think cupcakes are very overrated. Honestly, I
Well,
feel really quick. I feel the frosting to cake ratio is just too much.
yeah, I could see that. I always enjoy the homemade cupcakes more because you can control how much you put on there.
Okay,
But they always so
okay.
messy too. Like, might as well just make a cake.
They are like my sister made some cupcakes, and she's like, "Oh yeah, these foils are supposed to be like anti-oil stuff, so it's not as greasy when you peel them off." I was like, "This is more than what you get on the normal ones." It's like cupcakes, they're overrated. Anyways,
Like, I'll never say no to a cupcake if someone gives me one to me, but at the same time, though, it's like,
oh,
Yeah.
okay. If there's cupcakes and cake, then yes. But if it's just like meeting up with someone, oh yeah, have a cupcake. You have a cupcake. What's that from?
is it Oprah?
Huh?
Did Oprah say that? You have a cupcake, you have a cupcake.
Yeah,
Everything
yeah.
controls.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
Because like there's that one that poops out cupcakes, and so she grabs a bunch and goes, cupcake?
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Back to the main topic. That was fun.
So, and I'm sorry, my cat's in the room now, so he try to keep him
Oh,
from.
we have a
Yeah, your
guest
cat
in
can be do it. Maybe we should give the cat a shark alias and have him be a guest.
Yeah.
You're a catfish.
Catfish.
Cookie cutter shark.
All right.
Yeah.
Whenever you're
Okay.
ready, there.
Yeah. So my topic was what makes you like when you see a game. What makes you decide to give it a chance versus just deciding to pass it up or ignore it?
If it's on sale.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. yeah, money.
But no, yeah, a little bit more of a serious question. Yeah, I have a bit of a problem with Steam. Sometimes I'll just see a game that's like on sale and be like, "Oh, I'm never going to play this, but I'm going to buy it anyways." But anyways, I'm more
Oh no, that's
serious.
actually
Go ahead.
well, that's actually a good answer because like sometimes I'll see a game and I'll be like, "Oh, that looks good," but I'm a little tight on budget right now, so I'll give it a pass for now, and then later when it's on sale, I'll just end up buying it. That's how I bought. One of the reasons why I bought Marvel's Midnight Suns because it was on sale and absolutely fell in love with that game.
Ooh, very nice. Yeah, I think as a more another answer to that, I think a lot of times if it's tied to a certain franchise that I like, I'm more willing to check it out. Um, Yeah, for example, I've been going down like a Warhammer rabbit hole, and I've been checking out all these games that are Warhammer themed, and I don't think I ever would have check them out otherwise if they weren't Warhammer themed. But and also like um, if it's like a sequel or like part of a or the same developers or not same developers, but like same world as other games I like. For example, I really enjoyed Subnautica, so like I'll check out the second one and so forth. And also like if it's a good if it's based off a franchise I like Star Wars or Star Trek or something like that, like I'm more willing to check it out. And
Yeah.
last the last part too, I kind of hate that I'm like this, but like if a YouTuber or like someone else recommends it and has like a video that talks about it and shows it off, I'm more willing to check it out. Sometimes I feel like I'm just being a little sheep, being guided by the algorithm or by the masses. But yeah, sometimes I'll just check out a game purely because someone else suggests it. And half the time, I think it's good. Like when you're watching like a YouTuber go over it, you see actual gameplay of it and you see them reacting to it. So,
Yeah.
but there's also times where I check out a game like I don't know what you guys are talking about. This is kind of trash
Yeah,
type of thing.
because I mean, when you mentioned like going off what other people say, that same game I mentioned earlier, Midnight Suns. The main reason I had interest in it was because my sister's husband was really excited for it. So then one day when I was in the Microsoft store, it came up because it was on sale. Like I said, and I was like, oh well, Ryan really likes this, so maybe I should give it a chance. So yeah, bought it and oh my gosh, absolutely loved it. One of my favorite games of all time. But so yeah, kind of word of mouth is part of it too, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And also seeing other people play it. I think I've checked out a couple of games because I watched YouTube play it and was like, oh, it looks kind of fun and decided to check them out.
Yeah. Oh, and I mean, you mentioned kind of established franchises and just following those. I do feel a little bit basic, but was saying this, but I mean, yeah, if it's a Star Wars game, I'll probably get it at some point. Like Star Wars Outlaws got a lot of hate when it came out, but that didn't stop me from buying it while it was on sale like 3 months later.
Yeah,
And
true.
honestly, well, yeah, I'm like, honestly, I just finished it and I had a fun time on it. I really liked it. So I'm glad that I tried it for myself. But part of the reason I came up with this question was because there's an Xbox game that just came out called South of Midnight. And I just beat it yesterday, actually, and had a pretty good time. It's a solid game. It's honestly really good, but it's not doing that great. And when I looked up on social media, like what's going on, a lot of people refused to touch it because Sweet Baby Inc. was involved, and because the community manager is an idiot and a racist. So it's like I see all these people saying, "Oh, the main character is a girl boss and it's DEI and woke," and I'm like, "It's not." Like, I didn't think any of that during my playthrough. So like, why don't you guys actually give it a chance? And that's when I started thinking about that.
So um, there's varied reasons why I do don't play a game, and you guys kind of covered a few of them. Now, if it's for me, like yeah, I do care about the franchises. Like back in the day when I first played BioShock, and then
Oh
BioShock
yeah.
Infinite came out, I got it because I had a great time with BioShock 1 and 2. And I did enjoy BioShock Infinite, even though people say it's the weakest of the franchise.
I
It's the
always heard it
same
was the
thing.
best one.
No, well, it depends on how you look. The general population say one is the best, then it just kind of goes in order: one, two, and three.
Hmm.
Um, but the DLCs were really fun as well, but also very confusing and convoluted if you don't pay attention. It's weird. But and then Dead Space 3 also was another one where there's a lot more story involved and it they said it was not as scary. Um, but I think I played it with you, Lemon, right? We went
Mhm.
through it all, and I don't know. I had fun, and I did the co-op as well with another buddy when it first came out, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun. But I do agree it didn't fit the same bill as the previous games. But I actually say it's scarier than two if you're playing solo. Then actually kind of shines a little bit. But there are some games that actually I do see people playing, but I just don't feel like playing it at the time because either I've played a game that's similar and I still want to play that one, or I'm kind of like burnt out a little bit maybe. And a lot of times it's also like one. So the game that I was thinking about when you brought this topic was Repo. It's I don't know if you guys have been seeing clips of Repo.
Oh, I've heard it's a lot like Lethal Company.
Yeah, yeah, it's that survival horror thing, but it's a lot more comedic, I would say. Um, and my other group of buddies, they got it and they're playing it, and one of them asked me if I wanted to play again, and I'm just like, well, like I know I'm pretty sure it'd be fun, but like Monster Hunters came out, I was playing that, and I'm sorry for the saying this to him, but it's like they're kind of flaky when it comes to games, where it's like, okay, we got this game and we play it for a while, and then they just stop playing it, and it's like, okay, well we're only like a third of the way through the game, or I understand because everyone has their own type of schedules. But I was playing with one buddy, and it was like four of us, and we are playing one game, playing this one session. And none of us had played it before, but then that one person plays a lot on their own. I'm guilty of this too. Um, but they beat the game, and then they're like not as interested in playing it because they're ahead of everyone else. It's like, well, if you just waited, then or just did stuff up to where we were, then I don't know. Like a couple of my buddies still haven't finished the game because the other ones finished it on their own, and now they don't want to do it again. It's like, you're creating a problem for yourself. And so it's just like I know I'll enjoy it, but right now it's just not the moment because I want to focus on other stuff that I'm doing right now. I don't want to hop and waste or um, do the minimum amount of time in a game if I know I'm gonna enjoy it more. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But the other side is one bad example I would say, and you might disagree a little bit, Mako, but the Assassin's Creed franchise. If I'm seeing a game and each game they're gradually doing worse, but they're not changing their ways, like how do I say this? It's like they do the minimum, but they expect what they got when they were doing the maximum.
Yeah.
And I tired of kind of supporting those games until they actually put in some effort. Another bad example is like Pokemon. I had fun with Sword and
Mhm.
Shield. People said it was the worst, but then Scarlet and Violet came out, and everyone said, "Oh, this is the worst." And now they're coming out with Pokemon Platinum remake and Z. I think people are like, "This still looks like garbage." But
Yeah.
one, they say it's for kids, and honestly, kids don't need like the best graphics in the world. They can have fun on a lower game, which is weird to say. Um, but it's made for the 10-year-olds. So of course, it doesn't have to be the most perfect thing in the world. So that makes sense. But they also should know that 80% of their fan base are people that have been playing since like the Game Boy era.
Yeah.
And so why are they just like ignoring that huge fan base and still making a game that looks like it was on the 3DS? And then now they're charging. Okay, we're not talking about Nintendo. Okay, they're
I'm not
only
gonna
upping
get
their
into that.
prices for like $20, but the tariffs. Yes, yes, they have a factory here also in the United States too, but we don't want to talk about that. Okay, I'm getting a tangent. And what you were saying though, Lemon, you're like you don't want to be sheep, and sometimes that's kind of my mindset too. It's like, I'm sorry, Mako. If I think a game's bad, I'm not gonna buy it. It doesn't matter if it's the franchise that I like.
Okay. I mean, that's fair.
Uh, I I I might play the other Jedi Survivors because other than the bugs, it does look fun.
Yeah.
But Outlaws, I probably won't touch.
Yeah, I know. I've seen plenty of criticism directed at Outlaws. It's just for everything that was wrong with it. There, for me, there was like three more things that were right with it.
Okay, that's reasonable. It's just, I guess I'd be a little more picky. You know,
Yeah. Well, and of course,
it's
you
like,
guys know I'm not too picky about games as long as I have fun playing them.
yeah, too many games are coming out as alphas, but they say they're completed.
Yeah.
That's kind of my thing. So there's quite a few reasons of why I don't buy a game. Also, I'm poor, but there there's games that I want to play, but then other games are in the way,
Yeah.
and I still haven't beaten Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, that's right. You haven't fought the final boss, have you?
No, because I've been grinding and other stuff as well.
Yeah.
We're too much in a rush society. We
Oh,
have
it's
too
like
many deadlines.
my nephews just wanted to blast through the story without doing any training or upgrading anything. So they're like trying to fight Ganondorf with a traveler's sword and some apples.
Yeah, they can
And then they
handle
call
that.
me to come help. I'm like, I can't do anything for you at this point.
Yeah, yeah. Just teleport out and do everything else. Reset.
Yeah, they're too impatient.
But I
Uh,
guess I guess to kind of recap, the main thing is, um, I just want to make sure I spend the time in what I was doing before that I thought was fun. I don't want to drop it,
yeah,
and it sucks that I have to skip out on the stuff I'm pretty sure I'd have fun memories. But
yeah,
it's just not like the right time. Some games just come out at the wrong time.
yeah. That's true.
Yeah,
Well, and I do
sometimes
want
it's
to.
kind of.
Oh, sorry.
I was like, let me go quick. Sometimes it's kind of nice to enjoy something after the hype is out over. Like, um, yeah, like if it's kind of fun when after the hype is over with something, like play the game or watch the TV show like after everyone else is hyped up over it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Enjoy it on your own time.
yeah. Because fan bases can be obnoxious.
Yeah,
yeah. That's true.
So, and I'm gonna shill a little bit. So, because of Game Pass, like one of the things I appreciate about it is that it does let me try out a lot more new games. So even if I think a game doesn't look too appealing, sometimes just because I have access to it through Game Pass, I'll give it a try. And every now and then I've surprised myself because of it. Like, I didn't think I'd really get into Near Automata, but it was on Game Pass. I decided to give it a try and ended up loving it.
I'm amazed you played that. That's a tough game.
Oh yeah, it's so weird that you can self-destruct and it just blows her pants off. Like, who the heck made this?
A
Oh, goodness.
genius.
Yeah,
An absolute genius. Just don't
an
look up
absolute.
when you're climbing. Just don't look up when you're climbing a ladder.
Yeah. Oh, and then South of Midnight, that game I mentioned, since it was made by Xbox, I got that for free. Normally, I would just think, oh, it looks neat, but I'm not going to bother trying it. But because of Game Pass, I just beat it yesterday. I ended up buying some of the music because of how good it was. And that's something I would have missed out on otherwise. So, oh, and then I got to play Indiana Jones, which I loved. Yeah, it's nice to have that option to try games, even if they don't normally look that appealing.
Yeah. I'm gonna put you on the spot really quick. Both of you. And this will be my last thing for this topic. Have either of you played Prey yet?
I have.
Me?
I have, but I haven't got very far.
Yeah, me neither. Well, that's one of the ones I get for free on Game Pass.
I was struggling with the stealth mechanics. I kept dying, so I was like, I'll get back to this, and I haven't got back to it yet.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
That's
I just got fed up with tougher enemies.
yeah, it's a definitely one you have to. It's a survival. That's all I'm saying.
I
Yeah,
crave violence still. I don't want to sneak.
You
crave
can you
violence.
can you can go that route, but sadly, I will say in that game you do have to learn how to sneak for the first bit, and then you can go all out.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I do like the graphics though, and the story is really interesting. Especially playing it on the PlayStation looks really great. It looks really good.
no, I'm just
I'm down you too.
kidding.
All right.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
that's it for me.
how about you, Lemon?
I think I'm all done with that topic. I'm ready for mine.
All
Yep.
right, sounds good.
So mine kind of goes along with Mako's quite a bit. As I mentioned before, I have a little problem with Steam and their Steam sales. Sometimes I end up buying a lot of games that look really cool and I like really dig it, but then I just kind of sit there and not play it. I was wondering, how do you guys, and also I guess it goes along with decision paralysis. How do you guys choose which games you want to play when you have so many to choose from?
All right. Recently, it's I only okay. I only play like either first single player games or co-op games now, and so that cuts out a lot if there's like PvP type aspects or that I guess there's like Call of Duty that type of game or like Overwatch and stuff like that. I just don't touch it anymore. Um, because I know how I am. I'll just get frustrated, and like I might have fun, but I know other stuff is going to outweigh it. And
Yeah,
other ones is I. It's also the story and genre, and then I also look at the reviews. Like there's this one game I actually just took off my wish list called Lords of the Fallen. It looks
oh yeah,
like really cool, but it has a lot of mixed reviews.
yeah.
And so it's like, okay, I might enjoy it, but I don't know if I'll enjoy it. And I might just spend $30 on something I don't know if I'll enjoy. And so
It's
I'm
on Game
just,
Pass.
yes, yes.
Sorry. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to get Game Pass. um,
Address the elephant.
yeah, yeah. And so that's why I kind of look at as well. And at least with Steam, I'll also see do do my friends already own it, or like do they have it wishlisted? And going back to the previous topic, is it also in line with what I do play now, um, or the franchise? Because like, what was it? The dwarf game that we play, the mining.
Oh,
The
Deep Rock
deep,
Galactic.
yeah,
Yeah, Deep Rock Galactic. Was interesting because dwarves are cool, but also it was similar to kind of the other games that we played. And so
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I'll try it out. It has good reviews. It's actually not too expensive compared to a lot of other games. So those are kind of my things. And if it doesn't fit those criteria, even if it's a good deal, I was like, well, I can buy a hamburger instead, you know, for that for that price.
fair enough.
What can I buy with that price instead of something I don't know if I'll enjoy or not even touch?
Yeah. No, that's fair. Well, I think for me, again, and I'm going to shill a little bit, it's a little easier for me because the Xbox has quick resume. So I can just keep multiple games in suspension. So that's kind of how I get through my library. I'll like have 3 to 5 games like waiting in quick resume and just kind of bounce between them depending on my mood, and I'll just end up finishing them one at a time.
I see. You let the algorithm decide for you.
Yeah, and my yeah, like it'll also depend on just am I in the mood to play the game? Is it a recent release? Like, Star Wars Outlaws I probably bought a good 4 months ago, and after I finished my last game, I can't remember what it was at the time. I thought, okay, I have Outlaws. Maybe I should try that out next. So I ended up enjoying that, and then Avowed came out. Decided to try that. I'm still playing through that. South of Midnight came out, and it also depends on how long the game is. Like South of Midnight was only 15 hours long, so I kind of prioritized it just so I can get through it faster.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, and then Doom: The Dark Ages comes out in a few weeks, so I'll definitely be playing
Holy,
that once that comes out.
oh, I completely forgot about that. I probably won't touch that sadly because I have bad hardware. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I work for 10-hour shifts, and then the weekend's usually pretty busy, just, you know, talking with you guys and hanging out with friends. And so I end up kind of playing piecemeal, which again is why Quick Resume is nice, because I can just hop in and out of games without worrying about it. So, I mean, I actually got my Xbox results, and I think I was in the top 1% of players for time played. And I'm like, really? I just hop on for like maybe an hour or two when I get the chance. But just consistently doing that, I'm able to get through my games.
Or are they just saying that to make you feel good?
It's just so I can
Who
rub
knows?
shoulders with Snoop Dogg.
I will say as well, and I'm gonna try doing this now. It was kind of tough because you brought up YouTubers before playing a game. One YouTuber, Sea Dog, went through the Bioshock game. He did a full run in 12 hours, did the whole game one go. And
Jeez.
I'm like, I want to play it now. And so I've been kind of following along with him. I'll let him go through an area, then I'll pause it, and then I'll go through the area in the game. And I might do that if when he goes through the other games as well. But what I would say is kind of look at the games that you have right now and be like, okay, if I'm gonna get this, I have to play one of my older games I get.
Yeah.
Oh, that's smart.
But I like what you said, Mako, about the time as well, because I've had the Witcher series 1 through 3, because it was a bundle package for like $20, I think one time, or even cheaper. They're great games,
Oh,
but you can put like easy 200 hours in each one. I don't have 200 hours right now because I have it on other stuff. Like technically, I'm not done with Fallout New Vegas yet, and then
yeah.
like I said, I still need to finish um, Tears of the Kingdom, but I need to make sure I know how to play before I just go right into the boss, and I still need to do other stuff that I want to complete. And so, man, it's just a lot of self control. Or just take off your card off Steam. Just make it manually put it in every time as a deterrent.
I don't know. Smart. Yeah, I think I need to do something like that where just try to be consistent. Maybe just like let the algorithm decide for me. Because I think Steam has like a play next option, but every time I use that, it's like I don't feel like playing that right now. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think also my problem is that when I play a game, I want to like invest a lot of time into it and also like beat it. But I think it's also kind of fun to like, or what's the word? It's okay not to beat games. Like it's better just to play it and have fun rather than force it. I guess maybe if
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
rid of that, maybe if I got rid of that mentality, maybe I'd be more willing to try more games out and stuff. But who knows? It's tricky.
I also
Yeah.
forget when I'm playing a game because stuff comes up. Like it was holidays. Then it's like, okay, yeah, I'll play it then. Then I just don't. No, I'll play it then. I just don't. And then I played it for like 4 months. You know.
And it's just if it's like a narrative based game, like you forget the story, so you feel like you have to start over too, and it's like, oh goodness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Tough.
I think I just need to start neglecting my schoolwork and start just playing games.
Yeah. I mean, if you really want, you set that goal. It's like I want to play, and I want to play at 8 p.m. Or you can even put it in between stuff. It's like I set a timer. I'm gonna play for an hour and a half, and then I'll go back to my homework. I've done that before, and I feel like it keeps my sanity. And also, even when I do have all the free time in the world, I won't get burnt out playing that game.
Yeah.
That's pretty smart. Yeah, I keep thinking like, oh, I don't have time to play video games. I need to do other stuff, but then I spend like 2 hours watching random YouTube videos I don't care about.
Yeah. Oh gosh, it's so
Like,
bad.
I know, right? The other day, I don't care about Katy Perry at all, but for some reason, I was watching a stupid YouTube video talking about this dude just talking about her career and how she's like, oh no, her comeback is like failing super hard. And halfway through the video, I'm like, why am I watching this? I don't even care about this crap.
For me right now, it's a ton of like lawn care
Oh, really?
videos.
What? Lawn care?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's the guys that like go around, find houses that are like overgrown, and they'll cut all the grass, trim the
Oh,
bushes, stuff like that. It's like that ASMR type stuff. But
yeah.
I've said 2 hours, and I even put it in 2 times speed. 'Cause some of them are like 15 minutes long. I was like, oh yeah, I'll put it 2 times speed. That's 20 minutes, and then I do like three of them. Ugh.
Oh,
Oh, goodness.
if you want to talk about wasting time, once when I was supposed to be studying for finals, I spent 3 hours watching interactions on Injustice 2. Like
Oh,
just a
Oh,
YouTube
goodness.
video about that.
uh-huh.
Oh, goodness.
Still passed my finals, but it was a dumb idea. I was so mad at myself.
It's really funny because whenever I don't have homework to do and I have the day off and I'm good, I don't feel interested in watching that stuff. But whenever like I have something I need to do, that stuff just seems so interesting. So
I
weird.
know.
Yeah, yeah.
The brain is weird.
Ah, what can you do? Cool.
True.
But that's everything for me.
Cool. Anything from you, Mako?
um, Yeah, I think that's everything for me. I mean, I showed for Game Pass and Quick Resume and just explained my perspective, like it's just on making time for games. It almost seems a little silly sometimes because I'm like, I want to work on this game, and I stop and go like, well, hold on, I'm playing a game. It's meant to be fun. I don't have to make it I don't have to work at it. It's just a
Yeah.
game.
Gotcha games.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it almost starts to, I'm like, it's not a job. It's just something I'm doing for fun, relax.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that's all I got on it.
Okie dokie. I'll turn the time back over to you, Mr. Hammerhead.
Thank you. Okay. Well, that's all, folks. I guess. Um. And thanks for joining. Um. We're going to bed. Maybe are you? You might be going to work. Sorry.
Oh,
Are you going to work?
you're
I'm
talking
not.
to Lemon, right? Yeah.
I will be tonight. I have the rest of the night off, but I'll
Oh,
probably
nice.
do
It,
something. Yeah.
it's the weekend. Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the weekend.
Oh my gosh! Don't bring it. That's like 13 years ago.
Gotta grab my bowl. Gotta grab cereal. Looking out the
Ah,
window. Everybody's rushing.
we're gonna get copyrighted. Okay. I've actually been listening to some like Vocaloid music and like looking at these videos like 13 years ago, 15 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining, everyone. Those are fun topics. It's always good to hear other people's thought processes. That like, oh, actually, I do agree with this. It's like, okay, I see how you're thinking that. No, you're just dumb. Um, okay, no, just you
Yeah.
guys are dumb. Everyone just thinks differently. So,
Yeah.
um, any last thoughts before we end?
No.
Yeah, I'm good. Toodles, stay safe out there. Brush your teeth.
Yes,
Yeah, you
do
too.
brush your teeth and get your dailies done in your gotcha games. All right,
Yeah.
goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.